Hi, girls. Welcome back to the Pink Podcast. She is 25. I'm officially a senior citizen. It feels like, 25 feels so old and so grown. This is going to be my birthday special episode. I mean, there's not too much special about it except the fact that I am 25, okay, which is so serious. I originally wanted to do this episode with my mommy, and I went to go see my parents this weekend, so I was going to do it at their house, a little remote podcast episode. But we ended up watching so many like home movies. We got like the VHS to work because I've tried to see these home movies a couple times now, but the VHS player is always broken. And of course, on my birthday, my dad was able to fix it. I don't even know what he did. He doesn't even know what he did. He had the thing open and he was like pressing buttons and he got it to work. And we were watching maybe the cutest little craziest pumpkin ever. Okay, she's been cute since she was tiny. Oh my god, I should have like recorded bits and pieces to like insert to the pod, but maybe I'll just do that one, I guess, like when I do it with my mom. I still want to do that episode. It's just I took all this stuff over. This is why like the mic isn't even on the like mic holder or whatever, because I took everything with me to do the episode, and then we were just having too much fun, okay? And things happen and some things didn't happen. So here I am filming my birthday episode by myself, but it's okay because actually so many things transpired throughout my birthday days. You know, she's a Leo. She doesn't just have a birthday, she has birthday days and weeks. So many things happened throughout the birthday days that have like inspired a new topic that I want to talk about. So I'll save the one with my mommy, which was gonna be her explaining how perfect and cute I was since I was tiny. I'll save that. I'll spare you guys that episode for another day. Also, in the meantime, let me know if me holding the mic makes so much sound. I know sometimes for like headphone users specifically, you can pick up everything on the mic, like if somebody like touches the mic or anything like that. So I'm trying to like hold it sturdy and not like play with it. But let me know if it like messes up the audio, especially if you're like a headphone user or whatever, if you notice an audio difference. I don't know, but it's kind of fun to hold it. Like I always worry about like I don't know what to do with my hands. Like sometimes I want to like hold a notebook or something, and so this feels good. It feels like it keeps one hand busy, one hand to be dramatic. So I like it, but I don't know how it's gonna affect the sound. But anyways, what I was saying is turning 25 and spending all these birthday days kind of made me realize that life is, happening. Life is approaching fast. 25 feels more serious than any other birthday. Obviously, when I turned 24, it also felt like that too. At the time, I was like, oh my God, 24 is so close to like 25 and then so close to 30. Like, that's how it felt in my brain. But at the same time, I understand that like being 25 or in your 20s period is still relatively young, even your 30s. Like there are so many people who are older than that, who are like in their 50s and 60s and 70s, and that will look at somebody our age and be like, oh my God, like you're a baby, you have all your life ahead of you. And that's true. So obviously it's a lot of perspective, but to me, it feels like, oh my God, like things are getting serious, like she's grown. And some stuff that I realized recently is that I feel like I'm not doing enough with the time that I have. I remember, and also I was able to see like when I was like watching the VHS videos and stuff, like how much I was doing with my day and time when I was like a kid in Cuba. Like it's crazy. You have nothing else to do, no phone, no TV barely, and you're just like living life and doing the most. And also I see my parents do that a lot. Like my parents, they're not very much into like their phones or social media or huge like TV people. They're pretty active like all day long. I always say they're like the epitome of productivity. They wake up and go to sleep doing something, okay? And I wouldn't call myself the most productive person that I know. So, I started to kind of reflect and be like, okay, I am 25 now. Things are serious. And how come I'm not feeling like fulfilled at the end of the days? Because I honestly was feeling super fulfilled around my birthday. I was like waking up early, going to do all these activities, whether it's like we were going to theme parks or hanging out with my family or whatever it was. It was like from morning to nighttime. So much life being lived, so much joy being had, and the day felt like forever. And then cue back to yesterday and the day before. It was like my first 2 days not doing anything related to my birthday, and it kind of felt like shitty, like, but not because there wasn't birthday things going on, just because I was back into my old routine. And the problem with this routine is the fact that it involves social media. Now, I know you're like, oh my God, Wendy, shut up about social media. But no. Listen to me, okay? I have started to really realize that my body doesn't enjoy like having so much accessibility to being online, to just opening up Instagram and TikTok and all these things at any time of the day. A while back, like a couple months back, I used to play with the fact of having like time locks on my like specific apps. Like I wouldn't be able to open TikTok or Instagram to a certain time of the day. And that really helped with feeling like, okay, I'm not on it all day. I can't just open it all the time. And also I had like a specific time I was allowed to be on the app as well. So it was like I wasn't just on there doom scrolling, but then, I kind of like veered away from it and I would like break my own rules. And then I just got rid of the whole thing once and for all. And then I just fell back into being chronically online. And it's like any other addiction, like if you sadly happen to know anybody who's like addicted to any substance like alcohol or drugs or anything, you know that you relapse and things happen. And we don't treat our like social media or phone addictions with the same severity, but it literally is the same level of addiction. I don't know if like scientifically speaking it's the same level, but I'm pretty sure they're like right next door neighbors, if we're being honest. If not, maybe even worse. I don't even know. But I know that it's really bad. And I take into account a lot how I feel as like my personal like life navigation system, like how I feel about my job or how I feel about relationships or friendships or anything that I'm doing. I really like reflect into how I'm feeling and from there decide, okay, is this good for me? Is this not good for me? And something that I notice myself a lot that I'm always never happy after I do this, which is being on social media. I am never happy after scrolling. I am never happy after spending my day on my phone. And every time that I'm done doing these things, I'm always extremely like disappointed with myself. I feel shameful. I feel like I wasted my day and my brain feels rotten. And I did this the other day, like literally the day right after my birthday. I was doom scrolling, not even just on TikTok and Instagram, but it's also like stupid stuff like Facebook Marketplace. I am moving out soon, so I feel like I have like a good excuse to like be on the app. My brain is like, oh, well, you're like looking for decor and like new furniture pieces and stuff. Like I can give myself so many excuses, but obviously it's like what every addict does with any, addiction. And even when I'm on like TikTok, you learn one thing or two and you're like, okay, like it's not that bad. Like I'm learning things while I'm on here. I'm not just like wasting time. But I have come to the realization that I am absolutely wasting time. I am wasting my life. I am wasting my brain power, my productivity, my life source, my opportunities to make real life happy moments. I am giving it away to these apps, just scrolling. So today, I literally took the initiative. Today, like this has not even been going on for 8 hours, okay? To delete Instagram and TikTok off of my phone. I'm also going to delete Facebook Marketplace. I just haven't gotten around to it. I know, I'm going. But I had the urge, okay? And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to tell myself I'm not allowed to like be on these apps. And obviously, I also work on social media, but girl, I don't post as much as I should be posting, even though my job is literally social media. And that is like a thing that I need to improve in and get better at. So it's like I can't keep using the excuse that my job is social media when the amount that I'm posting versus the amount that I'm like just consuming is undeniably lopsided in the favor of me scrolling way too much. And I think that's true for anybody. It doesn't really matter how much you work on social media, how much you're posting and stuff. You probably are still consuming way more than you're on the app actually like working. And I know you can technically set aside some time and be like, oh, but I'm like scrolling to understand like trends and what's cool right now and sounds and stuff like that, which is true. But deep down in your heart, it's not like you're just opening the app like, let me do some research right now. Let me understand some trends. You're on there having fun and you just so happen to also at the same time learn what's cool and what's not. And it's just not making me feel fulfilled, okay? I know that when I go outside and I spend my day under the sun, sweating, doing hard things or fun things or things that are productive, that I end the day feeling like a better person. I feel like I'm taking steps towards a better life. I feel productive and happy. And I want more of my days, if not all of them, to feel like a version of that instead of just me consuming other people's lives on social media. And I feel like obviously this is a social media decade or part of our life, whatever you want to call it. Like, we're in that social media time where that's how we communicate with each other. That's how we see the news. That's how we keep up with our friends and stuff. But I don't think it should be like readily available at like our fingertips all day long. Like, if you think back to like our grandparents, they had to go get the newspaper or somebody would come drop it off at their door, and then you would read the news and then it would be over. You would go back to doing the things you needed to do. You wouldn't just be reading the news all day. And then it just kind of became like a TV thing and people could just play the news on the TV all day. And it's just like progressively gotten worse. Like, now we are literally consuming not just news, but like other people's lives and what they're doing. Like, why should I know what Rebecca from middle school is doing on a Tuesday morning? Like, why should I wake up and the first thing that I do is not like meditate or take some time to do some affirmations or some mind work or some breath work or some yoga or breakfast? Like, why is the first thing that I'm doing in the morning checking what somebody from middle school or high school or whatever is doing on social media? Like, who they're seeing, what they're doing, how their day's going. Like, I don't freaking care. But obviously, it's an addiction, and you don't try to see it that way. You try to see it like, no, I'm just like connecting with my friends, and that's how I can keep up. But it's not meaningful. Like, when you connect with your friends in real life and you guys hang out, you go to a cafe or you go do something like fun and memorable, you feel fulfilled after. You never feel fulfilled after just watching your friend, I don't know, be traveling and you're like liking their stories. Like, you don't ever feel closer to your friends like that. You're not actually connecting. You're just being nosy. Okay. You're just stalking people online, even though it doesn't feel like that because they're posting it. But it is like, why do I need to know what everybody that I've ever known that I've decided to follow on Instagram or TikTok is doing? Like, it is such a weird concept. And we're so like blinded by our addiction that we don't really realize how bad it is. And I know this episode got really like intense and it's like a birthday episode, but that's really how I felt. I felt like, oh my God, like I'm only getting older. And I feel like a lot of the prime hours and days and moments of my life are being wasted on these apps and just online, period. Like, even if it's not on an app, you close out that app and you're like, I'm gonna watch a YouTube video. Okay, I'm gonna stop scrolling. How did the good trade-off for scrolling on social media become watching a YouTube video or putting on TV? Before, it used to be like, let me stop watching TV, let me go read a book, or let me go be outside. Now the medicine, the remedy, the better alternative to being on social media is to go consume another form of digital media, like whether it's YouTube or TV. How did we end up here? And we're all like so numb to it. And I feel like a good analogy to this problem is kind of food. Like, I take what I eat very serious, and in my brain it's like, okay, like I'm taking care of my body, but I'm not taking care of my mind. Okay, I hyperfixate over everything that I eat, so much so that like my birthday was consumed around like, when am I gonna break my diet? Like, how much am I gonna break it? Like, I really wanted a cupcake and I really wanted to eat wings, and these things I can't just normally eat out because of the quality of what I eat. Like, I really take serious and I care about my health, and I don't just want to consume foods that are made not purposely healthy and nutritious and whatever. And so it's so serious to me that I literally had a plan around my birthday. Like, okay, for my birthday, I get one cupcake. And like, girl, this is like not normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good. I'm glad that I take this serious. But if I am going to the extent that I am going into taking care of what I consume through my mouth, I need to be going to such extents to what I consume with my eyes as well. Because one is feeding my gut and one is feeding my brain. And I'm only taking one of the two meals serious, which is like literally the foods and meals that I eat. How about the other things that I consume with my mind? Like, what am I watching? Why am I spending all the hours of my days watching people? And if you've ever like spent way too many hours scrolling, you know that you then feel like paralyzed afterwards. Like, all you want to do after that is just keep scrolling because you're ashamed that you've been scrolling, but now you're super hyper like into the scrolling. Like, your fixation for scrolling is there, and it's just like this loop of you're scrolling, now you feel bad, so you scroll some more so you can feel better, but then you feel bad that you've been scrolling so long, so then you just scroll some more to feel better, and then it's like you don't want to stop, because if you stop, then you have to deal with the fact that you've been scrolling all day and doing nothing, and nobody wants to deal with that. So what do? Instead, you just keep scrolling. Okay. And you know what? I felt like, as embarrassing as it is, and nobody likes to talk about it. I know some people do, but nobody really likes to sit there and say, hey, like, I'm addicted. We're all addicted. Let's stop glamorizing the addiction. Like, let's stop making it cute. Like, when you think back, like when we were growing up, we're like, how did people even get addicted to cigarettes? Like, they're ugly and everybody should have known that they were bad for us. It's like, we're doing the same thing with our phones and with social media. These apps only make money if we're using them. So clearly, there's something there that's wrong. Okay, it's clearly not made for your benefit. And I feel like obviously there is a good and a bad side to all these things. And that's why I said I don't want to tell myself like I'm not going to be on these apps, because obviously I work on these apps, and obviously that's how we like keep up with our friends and families nowadays, which is so sad. But I don't want it to be to where I'm in line at Costco and I'm like bored, so I just like open the app. Like, this should be something that I intentionally do at the end of the day, or whatever I like makes time for it. Like, I should intentionally be like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go check Instagram. I'm gonna go check TikTok. I'm gonna go see what people were posting, like go interact with it, and then close it and then let it be. I feel like it shouldn't just be like one tap away, because that's clearly like not good for us. And I truthfully never walk away from a day of scrolling, or an hour or 2 hours, or however long I spend on these apps. Even if I just open it and scroll for a second and then close it out, I never leave feeling satisfied. I actually usually leave feeling a little bad or down, or like like I need more, or not feeling the best about myself. Like, if I just watch somebody like living their best life and I'm over here like not having the best day, now I'm like, ugh, that's so good. Like, they're having the best day, and look at me, like I'm like, you just start being bad to yourself. And that just goes to say that that's why I obviously decided I wanted to delete these apps and use them in a more purposeful and intentional way, and not just lose my life to these apps. I feel like we're all slowly losing our freedoms and our lives and the quality of our day to these apps without realizing it, or without doing something about it, because obviously we're addicted, so it's like hard to like not do it, like it's like any addict. Like, you watch these people like be addicted to like heroin or cocaine or whatever it is, and you're like, damn, like that looks so hard. Like, no wonder that it takes them a while to get off of it or whatever. And that's obviously us with our phones too. We just don't like treat it like that, because they make so much money off of us that they are not going to tell us just how bad these things are. And it's really just up to us to like enhance the quality of our lives. Like I said, I really take my like health up, obviously apart from my mind health, which I'm trying to like be better about now. I take my health so serious, it's not even funny. Every ingredient, every single thing that I buy, every time that I eat out, everything's so extremely thought about and stressed about, because I really, really care about my life. And I know like life is about like living, and life is about living, quote that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it is about like experiences and having fun and not taking everything too serious. But there are things that feel good, and there are things that don't feel good. And there's things that seem like they feel good and then they actually don't feel good when you're done. Like eating bad, or social media, or porn, or any of these things that like seem good in the moment, and then as soon as you're done, it's so horrible. And so I just want to cut all those things out of my life, because not just because I'm 25, but also when I think about, I was having this talk the other day with my boyfriend. I was like, okay, like when we have kids, like I don't want them to have any of these apps or whatever on their phone. Like, I want them to just use their phone as like what a phone's for. Like, you call someone, you text someone, and like I don't want them to have these apps like readily available. I want them to live a fulfilling life and be creative and have fun and do real things. And I'm like, why am I like almost putting my kids, my imaginary future kids, to a higher standard of living than I am? It's kind of like somebody who's obese or unhealthy being like, oh, when I have kids, I'm only gonna allow them to eat organic, clean, blah 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 foods. It's like, sure, but like, why wouldn't you hold yourself to that same standard now? Like, don't you want to be as healthy as your kids? Like, and I do. Like, I want to be as healthy as my kids, if healthier. Like, I want to be as healthy as I can. And if I wouldn't allow my kids to eat these things or to do these things or to watch these things, I shouldn't allow myself to either. Like, I should treat myself like a freaking kid and delete these things off my phone and stop doing things that make me feel bad about myself, because life gives you the best compass ever, which is like your feelings, and they guide you as to what's right and what's wrong and what's in your path. And if you're doing something that's out of alignment, and I listen to it all the time except with social media. But that ends today. Okay, I deleted them. I am ready for this new chapter. I'm kind of like intrigued about how it will be like to post and stuff off my laptop. Like, I might need to like maybe re-download them when I need to post something and then delete it. Like, I'm not even sure. But I feel like this is the right way, because I've tried other things, and even when I had the timer on my phone, or like the time restriction, I felt like I was like in a hurry, like, oh, like almost a couple more hours until I could actually check it, or like, oh, let me hurry up and like see everything, because, and it just felt so like stress inducing that I feel like this is like a better alternative. Like, let me use my phone for what my phone was created for. And when I want to go interact with people online, like, I'll do it from my laptop, or just a more inconvenient way, because it is inconvenient to do it on your laptop and it's not sexy, and it takes away like the fixation of your thumb, like that addiction within itself, like the physical addiction. Like, you know how people who are addicted to smoking or jewel pods or anything like that, they're like, obviously there's like a hyperfixation with like the oral sensation, and then there's like the chemical addiction as well in the brain that's like addicted to the nicotine or whatever they're addicted to. That's like the same as like when you're addicted to your phone. Like, obviously you have a chemical addiction to it in your brain, like the dopamine receptors and like all that stuff. And then there's like the physical hyperfixation of like scrolling. It's fun, it's addicting, it's easy, and that's why they do it like that, obviously, because they know what they're doing and it works so good that we're all addicted. So I feel like scrolling on my laptop will be weird and awkward, and it'll take away that like fun part of the addiction that I have now. And hopefully it just like cures it fast, because so far so good. Like, I'm feeling stress free today. And another like wake up call to this whole thing is like, usually on my birthday, and I feel like every girl can relate to this. Every year around your birthday, you stress about like your birthday pic, like what's gonna be your birthday pic, and where and how and what are you gonna be wearing and how is it gonna look. And this year, I already had it planned. I usually plan it ahead. I'm like, okay, I know what I want my birthday pic to be. I know where I want it, what outfit, all this stuff. And I get to the location. I have everything ready, except that my camera's SD card was full. And I kid you not, it almost like ruined the rest of my day. And this was actually like on my birthday. I usually like take my birthday picture a day or two in advance. This is like life hack for girls 101. Don't take your birthday pictures on your birthday, because it becomes so much more stressful, and like you just can't live in the moment as much. You're like, oh my God, I need to take the pictures. Like, let's go take the pictures now. And like if the pictures don't come out good, it feels like your birthday's ruined. So life hack is to take your pictures before your birthday, and I usually do this. But this birthday, I had so many things lined up before my birthday that none of them were like picture type of days, except my actual birthday. And so I was like, okay, fuck it, like it's okay. Like, I'm gonna get super cute. That's okay. I'll take my pictures in the morning. SD card full. I was so pissed. It literally almost ruined my entire birthday. My real birthday, like on my birthday. That is so sad for anybody to have your birthday almost ruined by the fact that you couldn't get an Instagram picture. And you girls know me, you know, I don't post a lot or what I'm doing or anything, but I do love a good birthday picture. I love a good feed picture. I don't like to post like any pictures. I like to only post pictures that I feel like really proud of and like happy about. Like, I take my feed in my head so serious. I don't know why, but I do it. And so I was like excited for this picture. I've had this outfit for a couple months. I was like, you know what? This is so cutesy, so like demure, soft, cute, whatever. Like, this is perfect. Like, this outfit and this vibe is so like how I've been for the last couple months. Like, it's perfect. Couldn't get it. Okay. Almost ruined my whole birthday. How freaking sad. And then I had to snap out of it and be like, Wendy, look, you're okay. You're healthy. You're happy. You're thriving. It's your birthday. We're fucking lax. Okay. How embarrassing is it to let your birthday be ruined by an Instagram picture? You don't even post on Instagram. Okay. Take it easy. Lemon squeezy. And that just like really like got to me like, dude, you really almost like ruin your birthday over an Instagram picture. Like, grow up. Like, life is so much more deep than that. And I usually am pretty good about it because, like I said, I'm not like much of a poster. Like, I don't really care too much about like, I never post on my stories, like here and there. But if you follow me on Instagram, which I feel like most of you do, you know I'm not much of a poster. I just don't really care too much about it. But something about like the birthday picture really freaking got to me. And that is so embarrassing. And I feel like all of us have been there or know exactly what I'm talking about. And that is just like no way to live. Okay. We shouldn't do things based off like Instagram pictures and sharing it with others. And if you wouldn't do something, if nobody could see, like if you're only doing it because you can show off to other people, then that's no good reason to do anything. And it is so sad to like live your life based off like if you could post it or if it's like post worthy. And I always ask this question to my friends. It's like, as a girl, would you go to a cafe that's super ugly, like ratchet, nasty, not cutesy, no pictures, like it's not cute in there at all, but they have the best coffee? Or would you go to a coffee shop that has like whatever coffee, but it's so beautiful, so pretty, so aesthetic, and you know you can post like a cute picture? I think we all know what we're gonna choose. Okay, there's something about like an aesthetic and being a girl, but it's like if we couldn't share it, like if social media was abolished, would you still choose that? Like, I don't know. I feel like maybe as a girl, because I like cutesy things, I would still go to the cute one, even if I couldn't post it, just for like the experience. But I don't know. I feel like maybe my answer is like deeply jaded by social media and like that's the way that maybe I like absorb or move through life, even if I feel like that's not why. I don't know. Anyways, I hope you girls enjoyed this extremely dramatic birthday episode. Okay, this is my birthday epiphany. This is my 25-year-old crisis. Okay, I am having my first quarter life crisis and I am sharing it here with you all. I hope you girls enjoyed it. If you've had a similar life crisis, if you're ready to delete the stuff off your phone, like me, okay, if you want to change your life, if you want to like join the challenge and see how bad or how good or whatever it is, if you want to join along, please do it with me and let me know in the comments or DM me personally how it's going for you. And hopefully we could do this journey together so that way it's like less sad and lonely. But anyways, I love you girls so much. I'll see you all next Wednesday. Bye.